Well, welcome back. Good afternoon. I am Norma Fran, and I am from Norma Fran Coaching. And I'm thankful that everyone is back here to for another Real Talk Wednesday. So last week was the first installment of this weekly live stream, and I shared a little bit about my philosophy and my weight loss your way programs, and I wanted to expand on that a little bit today. But before I do, let's do just a little bit of housekeeping. If you are with me live, either in Facebook or YouTube, please feel free to comment, ask a question, and I'll be able to grab those. Now, if you are seeing a little message above the video from StreamYard that asks you to click there um, to let StreamYard show your messages, that would be really helpful. That just allows me to look in one place and not have to jump back and forth between the two different platforms, and I don't want to miss anybody's comments. So that would be super helpful for me. Let's see. So where do we start today? So like I said last week, I talked a little bit about myself, my coaching, my programs, and I shared a lot about my philosophy about weight loss and that I think there's this missing piece. In fact, it's a huge missing piece. And it's the thing that so few of the experts and the gurus and the programs, even the big, huge international programs, really ever even address. And that's the relationship with yourself and how that plays into your whole weight loss process. I think that is the missing piece. Now, I don't know about you, but in my past diet history, I would follow the diets. I would do every single thing that they said. I would follow all the rules. And I'd get to the end sometimes, most of the time not, end up quitting before that happened. But if I was lucky enough to get to the end, it was kind of like if I stepped back and looked at myself and the process, I kind of felt like I just did this big 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and I got down to the end, and there was a piece missing. And I have this hole now in the middle of my puzzle with a missing piece. And that's kind of always what it felt like to me when I was successful on following a diet and losing a little bit of weight. It was always, well, something's missing. And invariably, the weight would come back, and I'd be off searching for the next diet. So, what happened this week with me? I was working on the book that I'm writing. So, about 9 or 10 months ago, I started writing this book. It was something I secretly always wanted to do, was to write a book. And I just never felt like I was creative enough, a good enough writer, any of that. But I kind of packaged up all that self-doubt and I took it with me and I sat down at my computer and I started writing a book. So now I'm almost there. It's almost ready and I'm targeting like July to put that thing out. But let me give you a little bit of the background story and why this is relevant to this whole relationship with yourself. So, when I first started to write the book, I started to write a how to lose weight book. And why not? I just had lost over 100 pounds. I have a whole bunch of knowledge now to share with the world. So that's how it began. But just like I'd always heard and never quite understood until now, once you start writing, the real book begins to emerge. And while I think it's still in many ways a how to, it's shaping up to be all about this missing piece of the relationship with yourself, this missing piece of weight loss and the relationship with yourself. So, and it kind of came about like I was writing about normalizing food, and then there it was. How many of us are labeling food and then placing some degree of personal morality around our eating behaviors? We're judging our goodness or badness based on what we eat. There it is, the relationship with yourself. When I was writing about emotional eating and how this is one way that we've learned to use food as a coping mechanism to deal with our emotions and our lives and all the things. I mean, this one was right in my face. This is all about the relationship with yourself. And then the third leg of my weight loss your way philosophy is the self sabotage piece. And this, I think, is the most insidious damage that diet culture has done to us. We've learned to hang our happiness and our worthiness on our weight. And oh, it just kills me that that's the thing that's getting in the way of all of our happiness and this sense of being worthy in this world is our weight. And that's the thing I want to change the most. And that very much goes back to the relationship with yourself. So, writing this book has gotten me even clearer about my mission for Weight Loss Your Way. My work is pointing me towards helping women find themselves, maybe for the first time in their lives, finding true self worth that's not decided every morning by the number that shows up when they jump on the scale or when they pull on their jeans. My approach to weight loss is really this inside job. It's that missing piece. It's not a quick fix and it's not a diet that you're going to go on and off. It changes how you think about yourself, and that changes how you approach weight loss. And I think that's the key. It's how we're approaching weight loss because the process of weight loss becomes so much easier when you're doing it from a place of true self love instead of self loathing. So here's what I want you to know, and this is what I believe to be true. Losing a bunch of weight alone, that doesn't change your life. As much as you might want to believe otherwise, that everything will be so much better when you've lost the weight, if you change nothing but the size of your body and everything else in your life remains the same, including your relationship with yourself, how long do you think you can hold on to that smaller body? This is exactly why so many diets have failed you. Just changing what you eat and hammering out some hours in the gym, that creates a temporary surface level result. We've all experienced it, right? You lose some weight, you start to feel a little bit better, and then life starts to happen, and before you know it, you're back into some eating behaviors and different things like that. The weight comes back, and we're right back to the beginning again. But lasting weight loss is going to happen when you combine those new, healthier habits with the work you do on the inside. And it's kind of shifting out of this mentality that we have to fix ourselves, that something is broken. You probably heard it referred to as a fix me project. Weight loss doesn't have to be a fix me project, or it shouldn't be something that you're doing to fix yourself. The process can be a discover me project, learning how to show up for yourself in other ways, not just for weight loss. That's part of the process. That's part of the weight loss your way process, that you learn how to show up in your life, not just for weight loss. And when you're making decisions about your weight loss process, they're no longer obsessively food focused, but rather, and I know this is going to sound hokey, but feel good focus. You're making decisions not only about your food, but how you're navigating your life in a way that feels good, not punishing or restrictive or doing things to outpace your eating, doing the crazy exercise and all of that. Food and exercise, they're not the enemies. They never were, but they've become that when we're indulging in this fix me project, that we have to do these things to fix ourselves, and only then can we be happy. That's what I want to dismantle with the work that I do in Weight Loss Your Way. What I can tell you for sure that I've experienced myself, and many of my clients have experienced this as well, that weight loss gets easier when you build up the relationship with yourself. Because when you can do that, you don't need to rely on willpower anymore because you're not fixing yourself. You start taking actions because you want to take them. Things like exercise, for example, you're doing it from a place of feel good. It feels good, it feels loving, and I'm going to do it. versus I have to do it. I have to go to the gym. I have to do this to lose the weight. But when you're taking those actions from kind of a want to place, you're creating your own momentum. And with every step forward, you build a little bit more confidence. So when you do fall down, because you will, and you're human and there's no perfectionism in any of this, you can get right back up. You keep going because you want to, not because you believe you need to. So, writing this book has made this crystal clear for me. Helping women lose weight is going to require that I help them build a strong relationship with themselves. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep weaving it in to all of my talks and my workshops and my coaching sessions over in the Weight Loss Your Way community. I'm going to be talking about it on the podcast, and I'm going to be showing up here every Wednesday and talking about it some more. It is that important. And it's not just a tagline when I say that I want every woman to stop measuring their self-worth by the number on the scale or the size of her jeans. There is no better feeling than being able to confidently move through your day without that anchor of needing to lose weight hanging around your neck. And the only way to get rid of that anchor is to start working on the inside, on how you think about yourself, how you talk to yourself, and how you move yourself through your life. So, if any of this is resonating with you, or even if you're still not totally bought into the idea of Weight Loss Your Way being this inside job, I would invite you to keep coming back, keep listening. You can follow me here on Facebook and over on YouTube for these live streams. You can visit my website, normafroncoaching.com, and there take a look at some of the things that are available to support you. You can subscribe to my newsletter. You can join the membership, the community membership, if you're interested, and just be part of this so that you can continue to hear this message. I want everyone to hear it. It's so important. We've got to work on ourselves if we're ever going to solve for weight loss. It has to be the thing that we work on, not only as a first step, but as the thread that runs through our entire process. So I hope this was helpful. Let me just double check and see if we have any questions. Nope, not yet. All right, here's what I would say. If you're watching this on the replay, please drop a comment, #replay, so I can see that you caught the replay. If you have questions, you have comments, you just want to talk through something, you can private message me or drop something in the comments and I will personally respond. So until next time, I will be back on Wednesday. And don't forget to catch the podcast. It's actually dropping, I think, on Friday. And it's going to be a great conversation with a fellow coach all about radical self-acceptance. So that's all I'm going to share because we're not yet ready to release it, but it's going to be a really good one. So go subscribe to the Weight Loss Your Way podcast, and the very next episode to drop will be all about that. All right. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you next week.